Hey everybody, Vinny SOB, and I'm here for yet another Doctrine overview. And this is Wickinger's new uh, Tank Hunter Doctrine for the Wehrmacht. It's officially released now, so it's 3.3.3, something like that. So it is the official release. As I normally do, we'll take a look here at the buildings to start off. Once you go ahead and pick your Doctrine, as you know, with Wickinger, you're only going to be able to start off with your Pioneer until you actually pick a Doctrine. It's going to be your only viable troop in the beginning. So once you do pick it, you're going to see you have these Jaeger infantry. These are highly trained light infantry who are better suited at long-range combat. These guys are actually really cool. So let's go to a set of them. As you can see, they're in camouflage mode. So when they're in cover, they will go into camouflage mode, which is really cool. They are really cool because they can get the typical MG34 upgrade, which makes them, pretty good at long range. And once they hit vet level 2, they can get a G43 sniper upgrade. There's a global limit of 2 of these sniper upgrades at a time, and right now I have to report a bug because I had 2 of these out here with the sniper upgrade, and one of them got killed by a 105 Sherman. And then when these guys hit level 2, I went to put the sniper upgrade on them, and it won't let me because it said only 2 can be done at a time, so I have to talk to them about that. But it is a really cool troop. They also, which is pretty important, they do start off with the Panzerfaust. So they can fight tanks. If you get a couple of them together, especially, the Panzerfaust can do some damage. I think it starts as a Panzerfaust 30, and there is an upgrade here on the tech tree, which is the first thing I always get. Replace the Panzerfaust 30 with mass-produced Panzerfaust 60s, available for Jaegers, Belgit, and Volkssturm. So right off the bat, I do that. It's 2 points, but it's free too. So these guys can fire the Panzerfaust for free once you get that upgrade. So you have any of your troops that carry Panzerfaust can. Your Pioneers don't get them. Just your combat troops do. But you can see the sniper rifle. He's cracking. He's just dropping guys. So it is a really cool troop. You can, again, with having 2 of them with sniper rifles is really kick-ass. As for your Pioneer troop, in this particular doctrine, you're able to do your typical stuff, your tank traps, slit trench, razor wire. Then you have your mines and, of course, your 2, munitions and fuel upgrade. And you have very limited stuff under your other little sub-menu here. You can do sandbags or bunker, and you have a limit of 3. I have 3 out there, so. Alright. Moving right along in the first building, everything else is pretty much the same. Your MG34, your Opel Blitz, medic, your bout trooping guys that can, just build minor stuff. And then you have your supply truck to give weapons out in the field, and your forward headquarters ability. When you go into the second building, you can see there's not a whole bunch in here, but you're going to have your Volkssturm. You're going to have these Panzer Zerstar infantry. These are super elite, and we'll look at those. Your MG34 mortar vehicle crew. You will get the Volkssturm, the anti-tank rocket launcher, and you do have access to your officer, your major. So I have him already made. I'm big on using them for speeding up production of vehicles and what have you. All right. In your mechanized company, you have your Lukes, which is your vision piece. And with this one, it's pretty cool because when it goes up to level 1, you could put them in the what's it called here? Cautious movement. So when you click that on there, it actually cloaks them. So that's really nice, and you can have them hold fire and just use them as a true vision piece, which is pretty nice. It is nice to have them that way. And you can give them the commander upgrade, which gives them a little bit further vision. And you can also get the HVAP-T rounds, which makes them better against light vehicles and things. So, alright. Back to this. So you do have that. You will see here you have a SWS half track, which needs to be unlocked. In the tech tree, you have your standard flak half track, regular half track, and then your ambulance. Moving along to your armor support core, you have, of course, your Ostwind. You have your Stug 3E assault gun, which is the low velocity, and you can see that, you know, it's the good against troops. They can actually, in fact, I have one built. I think it's right here. Yeah. There she is. So this thing, as you can see, you can switch between AP or HE, and they come automatically. I typically keep it on HE because I'm not really using this to fight tanks, and if I do, I'm going to fire the heat round. But these are really nice to stop infantry. They're pretty good at destroying bunkers, things of that nature. And let me just set these guys right here. But yeah, and they're gonna have another use in the future too, which I will show you. All right, so here they are, and yeah, you can get a commander upgrade with them too, additional vision, you know, and improved survivability, things like that, better accuracy. Now that's the only thing you're able to unlock here initially until you unlock some things off the tech tree. As you can see, I've already unlocked the Stug. This unlocks all the Stugs. Reason was the computer, even on easy, was I had vehicles all over the map. I couldn't really deal with them off the bat without unlocking some stuff because there's really no AT options without unlocks. So I just unlocked the Stug, and then when they started bringing out the Shermans, I did the Jagdpanzer upgrade. It unlocks the L70 and the L48, and then I also unlocked the you have no turreted vehicles here. Like, there's no tanks at all. These are all tank destroyers. So this is based on a late war Eastern Front. I don't know if it's all Eastern Front, but it's definitely late war when they were mass producing Stugs because they were just cheap to produce. And they were extremely effective. So, but that's what this upgrade is. You get, you know, you're just cost savings because you're making all turretless vehicles. But I did those 3 upgrades very specifically so I could fight back. And I did also do the rangefinder 6x scope upgrade for this periscope upgrade. I did do that as well. So we'll go back to the tech tree, but when it starts off, you only have the Ostwind and this available, this Stug E. So, but once you do unlock the Stug unlock, you can also get the Stug G, which I'll go ahead and build one real quick.
Advance on the position.
And I have none on the field right now. And you can get the Jagdpanzer L48. So, and that unlock also gives you, in your other building here, the Jagdpanzer L70. Okay, so they're a little bit different when they come out, and I'll show you this. In fact, here's an L48. I don't know why it's facing that way. So right now, the L48, when it comes out, there's a lot of unlocks for it. You can do the spotting scopes, commander, APCR rounds, and HE rounds. I don't have any HE rounds on it right now. I'm not using this thing really to fight troops. I'm not even sure why it fought or just shot, because I have it to not fire at anything other than vehicles. I do have it in camouflage net mode right now. So it will go camouflage, as you can see it just did. But if you want to put on your 6x scope, you have to take it out of the camouflage net mode and put the 6x scope on. I think it's 6 times. But yeah, so now I'm going to have a lot further vision with this thing. But it is visible. So airstrikes, planes will seek it out and blow it up because it's not in camouflage net mode. Of course, troops can see it. Everybody can see it. But, you know, you figure if you're a tank rolling out here, your vision's maybe going to come to here. You're going to get smacked with this thing. And normally I don't even bother putting the APCR on it because it just does pretty damn good damage even without it. So, but at any rate, that's the L-48. Lots of upgrades, lots of stuff. Now the L-70, which we can take a look at. You can look at these awesome skins, of course, by Starbuck. Awesome Wikinger skins. The L-70 only comes with the option of commander and spotting scope. That's it. And these pack a massive punch. These things do not joke around. You don't even have any APCR upgrades or anything for them. But yeah, they're definitely pretty kick-ass. They can get up to event level 4. And really, I think all the tank destroyers in this can get up to level 4. Yeah, even the Stug E. So, anyway, like I said, you just start off with just the Stug E available. You do the unlock and you get the... You do the Stug unlock, you get the Stugs, and you do the Jagdpanzer unlock, and you get the Jagdpanzers, you know, the L-48 and the L-70, and then of course you can get a reduced cost. So I normally like to wait to unlock the stuff so I can kind of show you what the reduced cost is and all of that. But right now we'll just take a look. It's now $280 for a Stug G, and it's $315 for an L-48. And if you look, when you get in your final building, we must take a look. 'Cause the only vehicle in your final building is the L-70. You do need it for another unlock on the tech tree, so you will have to open this building regardless. But the L-70, you can see, is only $405. So really, it reduced the price significantly. I think these were over $500. I'm pretty sure this was $500 initially before the upgrade to reduce the cost. But at any rate, so let's take a look here. Now we have a Stug out here, and this is the Stug G, and you can see it has a shit ton of upgrades. You can either go with the commander or with the machine gun. See, once you put machine gun, commander's not an option. You can go with the spotting scopes. These do get smoke, which is nice because the Jagdpanzers do not. You can go HE and APCR. Okay, of course. So I don't really need this vehicle, but we'll bring it out anyway. And just bring it up here. Alright. Now I know I'm going through this building. You've all seen an Ostwind before. So I don't have to bother showing you that. You still see there's 2 other things that aren't open. So let's just take a quick look. And it's normally the armor track is on the top in a Wikinger. But this is a little bit different of an armor track. So here, as you can see, you would have started here with the Stug 3. You go get your Stug upgrades, your Jagdpanzer upgrades, and then these both branch. So the Stug upgrade branches down and up. Down, it opens up a 10.5 centimeter whatever Sturm Habit Z42, okay, and it's the assault howitzer. So we're gonna go ahead and click that, and you can see it opens up here in the armor support core. It's 650, 75 munitions, and 80 fuel. I'll go ahead and build it. But what it actually is like a M1. It's like a 105 Sherman. It's 105 centimeter, or 10.5 centimeter. But yeah, so it's no other Doctrine has this. I guess they skinned this and made this very specifically for this Doctrine. It is actually a pretty deadly thing. You can see it has some upgrades. You can give it a spotter scope, smoke, because it's a Stug. You can pick commander or the machine gun. We'll just give it the machine gun. Take a quick look at it. It's pretty cool. I saw that they have the picture posted of where they actually took this skin from. It's pretty cool. It had these little side shields like that. So this is basically an artillery Stug. So it fires in a similar fashion to the M105 Sherman or any of the others that come out, that are, pack a big punch. Now you cannot use it as an actual artillery piece though. You can just use it from far range to hit stuff and blow it up. But it is pretty cool. It is very expensive though. I mean, as you saw, $650 and then all that fuel and munitions. This thing is really a pretty expensive piece. I haven't played, I've beta tested this Doctrine, against AI. I haven't really built this thing very much. Try to get it out here. Let's see if I can get it to fire at something. Here, I'll make it fire at this.
Stuck on the attack.
That's weird.
Stuck here.
And it has a long time between firing too. Let's just do this. See the explosion? So yeah, it's like an M105 Sherman or like whatever that, I can't remember what the hell it's called. The other Wehrmacht vehicle, it has that big spigot. So it's similar to that. It has a really big explosion. Slow fire rate. So it's a cool vehicle. It actually does have pretty good range. You can put the 6x scope on the thing, the spotting scope. And I mean, it's actually a really powerful vehicle, especially considering the range you can fire at with the big scope. Oh, perfect. Oh, it's just so slow to fire. I don't know if it's going to be able to fire from there, actually. There's stuff in the way. But at any rate, so that's that vehicle. Take it. I'm going to jump out of it. Don't really need it right now. Send these guys back. Alright, so what's left here? We still have the Jagdpanzer with the Beglet Grenadier Riders, okay? So let's go ahead. We'll go back to the armor track and take a look. So as you can see, as I said, this thing goes up, down, and over. So once you get to the Jagdpanzer upgrade, and then you go down here, you see to the production whatever the reduced cost. It also goes over to the right, and you can get the historic infantry unit formed to protect the panzer units from infantry flank attacks. So you click this, and this is another 2-point. And now, as you see, you can build the L48 and have it come with the riders on it, right? For basically, a little over 100. It's 315, so, whatever, 150, 140. And the same thing here now, your L70, if you can go from, it's 140 more, you can get them to come with the riders.
Lieutenant Colonel,
Let's just use the Colonel and send those guys away. So we'll go ahead and we'll just build one of these for shits and giggles. And you get to see the riders and what have you. Look at that, we've got an M105 Sherman. Speak of the devil.
Ready for orders.
Let me put this in camo mode.
We'll get it done. Driver, put the Stug in gear.
I don't want this thing getting picked up by the enemy.
Assault gun standing by.
There we go. So if you ever want to destroy your own vehicles, you can use the attack move if they're in some kind of camouflage mode, and it'll...
New Grenadier squad is ready.
Alright, so they're going to send out the 105 on me. Yeah, I mean, I have a pretty good defensive barrier here with vehicles. I already have a level 4 L70. I'll pop out, I just want to see it get blown up. Nice. Yeah, okay. So there we go.
Yeah, moving.
We have the L48 with the riders. So you can see the L48, as I said, it has a bunch of upgrades on it. We're not going to keep it, so I'm not too worried about it. But comes in with the riders. You have all your normal upgrades. You can go right here. If you can see in the center where my mouse pointer is, you can click directly on the troop, and you can upgrade these guys with the LMG 34 and a health kit. Now, the cool thing is you can go between the two, right? I mean, you can either just build the L48 for 140 less without the troops, or you can build it with the troops. There are times, and the same thing with the L70, as I showed you. The thing that's great is there are times when having a couple extra troops on the field is great, and you're like, oh man, I'm getting them to the battle very quickly, which is cool. And number two, these guys can actually, you know, really hold back some troops.
Ready for orders.
Oh god, don't run over the wall. Run over my cover, jerk.
Heading to location.
Alright.
Yeah,
That's as many
we
as
will
over
get
here.
there.
So you can hit the like unload troops button. Is when you get these off. And you see they're only a 4-man squad.
You need something? Right.
And they're only a 4-man squad.
Stuck on
So
the
they're really not made for, you know, anything other than maybe holding people off for a little bit. You can assault with them and stuff, but they're not really too good of up close troops. Let's take a look. They've got some bolt action rifles and then an MG34. So they're really like a long distance kind of, you know, stick them in a building or just have them protect your tank destroyer that it may be in camouflage. They do get a grenade. They do get the free Panzerfaust shot once that's unlocked with the 60. And they have an automatic withdrawal button, which is also nice. So if you build them and you don't need them and you're running low on command points and you want to get some, you know, make a little bit manpower quicker, just get rid of them. You can click the withdrawal. So there you go. So they're a really handy unit. They're nice to have. I like the withdrawal button on them. Let's get rid of those guys. So that's pretty much it for the vehicles. They're just all tank destroyers, as you can see. But there are buildable vehicles. Now there are some other things we could do here. As you can see, the armor track ends down here, but it does go up. Like I said right off the start, you can go up here. And you can do, you know, in Wikinger fashion, you get a hero unit. So I don't know what the hell this guy's name is. Joseph Sepp Brang, whatever the hell it is. Let's unlock that. And you can see it's a call-in. It's 1100, no fuel, no munitions. Just call it in right here. And what you're going to get, and this is a good bang for the buck, you're going to get something that already has the munitions upgrades on it. You can put the spotting scope if you like, and you get this is a veteran Stu G, and you get the hero unit guy here, which you can also put the spotter scope on. This Joseph Sepp. Now they're working on some new thing here. I'm not exactly sure how it works, but there's a new aura mechanic that's working with hero units. I don't see like anything popping up. I'm not sure if it's implemented yet, but there is some kind of new thing that hero units are going to give some kind of cool aura mechanic. But in this, you get a level 2 Stug with, all the rounds unlocked. I mean, it's going to be really accurate, and it's going to be great because, again, it's level 2. And then you get a level 1 Stug, again, with the upgrades, except for the spotting scope you can put on. And you get a level 1 Luke's, which is really cool because it's a vision piece. So, and it already comes with the HVAP-T upgrade, but you can put the commander upgrade to give it extra vision. And because it's already level 1, you can put the cautious movement on it right off the rip and cloak it. So, but anyway, so that's that. Now these units I can't call away because I can't kick the drivers out. So I have them. So we'll just move them up here. I just took out their sniper. Just move them up here. What the hell? Alright, so that's a call-in unit on the armor track. And the armor track keeps going across here. And you can see we have the Jag Panzer 38, so the Hetzer basically, and this is a command vehicle. So let's go ahead and get that, and it's another call-in. This is, I think, a very important part of this doctrine, because one thing with tank destroyers, right, if you have a set of troops and maybe 2 cheap tanks, you can be in pretty big trouble with these tank destroyers because they're turretless. They can't, like, you can't always have the frontal armor facing and then shooting in another direction. You're just kind of screwed if you get surrounded or if something comes from behind. It's very hard to try to face, to try to fight in multiple directions. Now these things do have nice sloped armor and stuff, so from the front a lot of stuff bounces on them, on these L70s especially, but yeah, so it can be difficult to go on an assault with tank destroyers. These things are best used, as you can see with these scopes and all the rest, they're best used for ambushing or from hitting stuff at a distance. So why this Hetzer is, to me, so important is because you need a way to move forward. You can, of course, start moving tank destroyers forward. You can do it, but planes and other stuff are just going to tear them up. Artie's going to beat the hell out of them. They have no smoke. If there's 2, Shermans or whatever it is, you're going to have some issues. So it's just harder to advance with tank destroyers than it is with actual tanks. Now this piece, this cool Hetzer command unit, you can see it has a binocular upgrade. That's the artillery observer mode. And then you turn the radio on, and now you can see it has some abilities. So one, it has, you can coordinate with frontline troops, and you get 15 seconds of 300-meter radius of tank search. So the tanks will show up on the mini-map if there are any here within 300 meters. So nothing's popping up. And while that's going, it, blocks out your other abilities here, but okay. So now you also see this thing has victory target with the smoke barrage, and it has the HE barrage. So there was 300 meters. Okay, so didn't see into the base. But you do get an artillery barrage, which is very nice, like I said, for moving forward. You need to clear some stuff out, move your tank destroyers up, what have you, and this can go into the base as well. Then you can use this artillery, or you can use the smoke as well. And it's got pretty good range. I mean, you can see from where this thing is on the mini-map here, to here. That's a pretty good distance. And you can see what happens is this works with the Stug E's, which if you've watched any old war footage, you know that they use these assault guns like this. They soften them up with these assault guns, and then you know, move forward. So that's pretty cool. Now, as long as I have one Stug E on the battlefield, I can call in this artillery, and it cools down pretty quick. There we go. Nice. See, that sniper piece. This is so cool. Anyway, so what you really typically want to do is build 3 of these things, and that's the max. You can build 3 of these Stug E's. Okay, up to 3. 3 of these together does a really nice barrage. Unfortunately, this big 105, you can't use it like an artillery piece. It's just like the Sturmpanzer or whatever with the other Wehrmacht Doctrine, the mechanized, because yeah, it's not. I thought they were going to be calling this in as well and let that fire, but it does not. It only the 3 Stug E's, and again, you can have a maximum of 3 of them. Right now, I just have 1 on the field. So yeah, I mean, it's not the most highly effective barrage with only 1 of them, but hey, it still helps. And again, you could do smoke. And you can see here how fast it already cooled down. So it's pretty cool. And then here's the smoke. Barrage. Oh shit. Yeah, go ahead and burn them up. So, yeah, the smoke is nice. And again, when you get 3 times the smoke and 3 times the barrage if you have 3 of those. Alright, good.
The enemy is releasing losses upon us.
Clear up some of these command points. Actually, I might not even need to, but...
On the prowl.
do it. Alright, so one last look at the smoke. So you can see that's with 1 Stug. That's the smoke barrage. It's pretty effective. Alright. Back to the tech tree. There's one last thing in the main armor track here, and that is another hero unit. It's Panzer Ace Otto Carriers of the 512th Heavy Panzer Jaeger Battalion. So let's go ahead and unlock that. It's 4 points. And it's a call-in, of course. It's just
Our
his
forces increase.
big ass in here. And he's already got the, you know, the major upgrades, but you can't put a scope on this thing. A spotting scope. Of course, awesome Wikinger scan.
Heavy panzer here.
Yeah, this thing's a mouth. You already know what these things are for sure. These things are just monstrous. Super badass unit, of course.
You need something?
Apparently they don't want to hit their own vehicle.
Target.
Because I'm almost out of command points. And I can't... You know what? I could get rid of this. I don't need this.
Carrying out orders. Sturmgeschütz on the move.
Let's move this stupid thing up.
Stock is moving.
Tank here. Let's go back to the artillery piece real quick. Oh, there's another tank here. In the darkness. So, see, that's what's cool about that.
Panzer here. Orders understood. Yeah.
Let's take this guy and back him up.
Driver, put the Stück in gear.
Have this thing destroyed. This guy repair. There we go. So we got this big mother. Obviously,
Need orders.
this thing is
Awaiting orders.
devastating. Let's see if I can have him destroy this.
Attacking.
That's a miss. Okay, so there's the armor track. I mean, you can see these are all deadly. They're all turretless. You can, I mean, this isn't like some cheap $200, you know, Shermans or something like that, or, you know, cheap $250 Panzer IVs. These are still a little bit more expensive, but they're extremely effective. You know, all of these tank destroyers. And, you know, once you get the L-70s out there, I mean, one L-70, 2 shots with the spotter scope, I've killed a IS-2. So, I mean, it's a really, really deadly unit. You know, for sure.
Awaiting orders. Executing.
But, what's paralyzed?
Assault gun standing
Well,
by.
this guy, who cares? Oh, I paralyzed him with my own guy. That's right, I'm firing at him with this. Okay, well, dragging this on a little bit long. So there's the whole armor track, alright? All your call-ins, all your fun stuff. You know, you have 2 hero units here. Again, probably the most, you know, important thing for moving up would be this command truck, which is the command panther, or Jagdtiger, Jagdpanzer, Hetzer thing. That would probably be the most important for like moving up your troops, things of that nature. Now, that's the bulk. I mean, that's almost half of the tech tree is just with these tank destroyers and hero units. But let's look at what else we have. We do have something extremely important. As I said, you have this top tech tree here, which has to basically do with tank destroying with troops. So what you have, as I said, you have the you have the mass-produced Faust 60 for certain troops that you have, the majority of them actually, and it's free. So that's a super important upgrade. That's to the left. You can unlock improved AT mines. So this is some special AT mine that I guess was made, and they put charges, like demo charges or something, under the mine itself to make it like super double powerful. So these mines are really, really, really deadly. And you get the ability to do a minefield. So let's, I guess let's go find our Pioneer here. So you can see when they do their mines, they have the standard Teller mine. For 40, you have your the Regal 43 anti-tank mine, which is another vehicle mine, and then you have the S mines. So you can see all of these are just single mines. And you go to put them down. Okay, so let's do this unlock. It's only one. Now we'll go back and take a look at these guys. Now you'll see they have a new picture here for the special mine. Yeah. So put down 3 of these mothers right here. So it's still 45 for this new type of Teller mine. And it takes a little while to build them. I only have 6 troops there either, I only have 4. Now we can go to this 140 munitions minefield. Put this thing down. Yeah. So that will definitely do some damage, and then you just get your standard S mine. So basically it's just anti-tank stuff. So what else is in this here? We can go off to the right instead of the left, and we can get this Panzer Zerstor infantry. It's an elite squad of tank hunters. These guys are really badass. They are in your second building. You can only build one of these. They're 400 points. They're 400 manpower. Let's get these mothers out. So normally in most of these doctrines you can build like 2 anti-tank troops. Then you can have other guys out there that can help fight tanks. Here really the majority of your vehicle fighting is going to be done with your tank destroyers,
We have a fresh grenadier
and
squad.
with mines and stuff like that. I mean, you've got a lot of options other than infantry. And again, you still have free Panzerfaust shots with, you know, most of your troops once you unlock that, which is really cool.
Heavy panzer here. We hear you.
Oh, they've got a mortar team.
Anti-personnel mines in place.
Mortar teams don't have, they don't go up in, they don't seem to go up in, what's it called? Veteran sea level in this mod. So anyway, so we unlock these troops. You have two options with these guys. As you can see, they start off with two of the Panzerschrecks, and then they have some two bolties, and they have like an officer with them that has looks like an MP40. So you have two tracks. You have a offensive pack, and you have a defensive pack. Okay, and then of course you can always give them the med kit. Go ahead and give them. So let's start off with the offensive pack, which is what I actually love, which makes this, with the offensive pack, this, I say this in a lot of my videos, this is one of the most badass units in the game. Very specifically because it's great at tank killing, like a regular AT squad would be, but they do get the fifth guy, which is the officer. But you can go with the offensive pack, you can put 3 STG-44s on them. So now you don't have any bolties at all. You've got 3 STG-44s, man, and 2 Panzerschrecks. You can also give them the Panzerfaust 100, which is extremely powerful and will do some major damage. And then you also get the magnetic anti-tank mines. So in this, you can go right at tanks with these guys, because you've got 2 Shreks. Then you pull out the Panzerfaust 100. They have smoke grenades, which is super cool. Regular grenades. They have the STG-44s, so they're going to be able to hold their own against pretty much anybody, 5-man or squad or not. And you get the magnetic mines. And they can go ambush, you know, into the evasive action and go, you know, invisible. So super, super badass squad. Really like these guys. I'm going to send them away. And then we're going to build them again. As soon as they're off the field here. There we go. Let's build them again. And let's send these guys away. And while we're doing that, we'll go see what's going on with this over here. I'm going to bring them.
The new grenadier squad is ready. Half track is moving.
Half track. Just heal them up. Okay, so the squad came back on again. Without anything, they're just 2 Shreks, 2 bolties, and a MP40. Now there's the defensive pack. So what the defensive pack gives them is a 3rd Panzerschreck. They still get the smoke grenade and regular grenade, but they can also lay the teller mines. And their teller mine, when they put this thing down here, it's got like a weird radius on it when you're placing it, but it's just a regular, it works like a regular teller mine, but it looks funny when you're putting it down like it's going to claymore. So now you see you have you have 1 bolty, MP40, and 3 Shreks. You're gonna tear a tank to shreds. I mean, I don't even care what it is. And again, you can go evasive action, lay mines. You got 1 bolty for the long range, and then you've got your MP40 for up close. I mean, these guys, once you have them like this, they're going to be a lot less effective against troops, because you only have, like I said, one bolty and one MP40. It's gonna make your life a little miserable.
What are your orders?
But if you run into troops, but either way, it's a really cool unit.
On the way.
I'll just leave it there for now. All right. So you still see there's things that require unlocking here, right? In a couple of these buildings. Now, the first building, we've gone over all that. Okay. So let's take a look. Back to the tech tree. So we got the two top rows and almost all the bottom here. So what we have is we do have the spotter scopes, which I unlocked earlier. This is a little mini part of the tech tree here. And then you have the Schwerer Schlepper gantry, basically. So we're going to unlock that. And I believe that's in here. Where was it? Oh, it's in here, right? Yeah. Okay, so it's in your mechanized company. And you go ahead and you build it. It's 200. It's pretty cheap.
Get the lead out, squad. Move.
It doesn't take up any command point, or command population cap. And it should be coming on the field now. It looks similar to like a truck for the OKW. What you do is you take this thing, drive it to wherever it needs to be, and you set it up like you would set up a regular...
Ready for orders.
Oh good, this can be perfect. Like you would set up a regular OKW style building.
You need
So,
immediate fire?
alright. What else do we have on the tech tree? And then we have, I guess, the final things on the tech tree. And this is the Volkstrom. And it mobilizes your Volkstrom troop to the front as a last line of defense. And if you look, it's got a picture of like an old man in a hat. So let's go ahead and do that. And what that does is now you can build the old man in the hat. They're armed with pistols and shotguns and Panzerfaust 30, which I already did the upgrade, so that'll be a 60. Let's just go ahead and build a squad of these clowns.
We have ground to cover.
These are actually a big part of the Doctrine. Because you have these tank rider guys that are four-man squads. You do have these Jaegers that are good, but they're no good up close. But you really don't have a whole lot of, troops. So these guys are gonna make up a big part of it. Can make up a big part of it, really. And they're dirt cheap. They're 200. You can see it's just a bunch of old dudes. There's one officer, one German officer. So there he is, right there. He's got an actual weapon, and then just a bunch of old dudes and old soldiers that have pistols. Super ineffective, right? They're pretty shitty. However, they're cheap, and you can get them out there. They can take property and what have you. But then also when you go the Volkstrom route, one thing it does, it lets you also get the Werfer, whatever it's called. You can't get that anti-tank rocket launcher until you undo the Volkstrom unlock. And you'll see why here in a second. Because it's got a bunch of just clowns running around. These aren't even soldiers on it. It's just got a bunch of dudes with pistols, and so yeah, it's kind of funny. Anyway, so then let's do this. We do have the Volkstrom supply truck, so let's go ahead and build that. And that's a call-in, and it's only 100 munitions, so let's just bring it over here. Alright, you put it down, you drop it just like you would if you were doing the Panzerfaust truck for What the hell is it? Like the iron will dock. So now these clowns with all the pistols and shotguns and what have you. Just run them over here. You can see it's got a radius. Okay, now you see an emblem pops up. So now these guys, they've still got a couple of guys with pistols, but at least now they have some, they have a shotgun, some pistols, and it looks like they have some STG 34s maybe. Or STG 44s, whatever the hell it's called, yeah. So, but they have they get a bunch of like randomized weapons. So now they're much more effective, right? So you pay 200 bucks, you've got a pretty low quality troop. It can only go up to a level 3, but it's got some random shit. And now these guys are all pistols. I'm just curious. Well, there is one guy with a bolty. I'm tempted to see what happens here. If I run these guys in, do they get weapons too? Sprint. Nope. Guess they don't. Nah, they keep their pistols. But either way, it is what it is. I don't really use these anti-tank rocket things very much because you have tank destroyers out there to do the work. I mean, these are cool because they can retreat and cool stuff like that, but in camouflage, let's just send them away. Don't need you anymore, buddy. So, let's look at the last thing here, and this is in the Volkstrom part of the tree, and these are the Volkstrom Battalion 3/115 semi whatever the hell. And these are the better performing units who are made up of relatively fit factory workers armed with unique weapons. So let's go ahead, and these are a call in, and I think they're 500. Yeah, 500. And these guys are mostly 50 years old. I mean, these are experienced guys that are probably retired out of the military at this time. Yeah, the only differences between their emblem and this is theirs has a like a little eagle in the middle. Now these guys can go up to level 4. And you see they get this, now they have a Shrek, they have an officer, they have an STG 44, they've got some, this isn't like Pistolero squad like the other one. I mean, these guys have at least some bolties and shit. And a Shrek, so, and you can give them a flamethrower and a health pack. These guys are actually pretty effective, and they can go up to level 4. They get a the Panzerfaust, which is a free fire. They do get grenades, and they get Molotovs as well. So these guys can be pretty destructive. So there you have it. And you could build a mob of these damn civilian guys. I mean, you know, they're really cheap, 200 bucks. You can just build a couple of these mothers and send them in, and have them do some damage. But at any rate, what we're gonna do here is just finish it up because oh, there's one last thing we didn't look at. And that would be this gantry. So now you have this vehicle gantry thing set up over here, and you can see there's some vehicle repair guys around it, and they will run around and fix your troops. The other thing you can do from this is build out these little the ball troop guys for 100, and they can go around and repair it as well. And one thing I've noticed is I've had one of these strafed by planes, and it's killed all the little repair guys around it. So this thing will no longer repair your stuff automatically once these guys all get killed. So you have to end up, you know, using it as a, you know, as a, basically just to build the Bolton troop out of, whatever these guys are called. And you can't get it up. Once it's down, it's down. But the cool thing is this also is a mobile station to arm your vehicles. Okay, which is pretty cool. So as you can see here, these guys, they did not have the HE rounds, but now I can put it on because I'm near this gantry. So that's pretty cool. So it is like a mobile. Now I don't think it upgrades troops in any way. Don't think it does. Well, we'll just check. These guys, we'll move them up here, the officer. Because they won't be able to upgrade once they're out of there. And we're going to have 3 of these, so let me move this up. So let's get our Stoogs out here. So you can see they get random different weapons. I don't know what the hell these guys have, extends or some shit. Alright, so let's see, where's that officer at? You can see he can't upgrade anything other than the health pack, and that's because he is near the medical thing here. So this does not work to upgrade troops, only your vehicles. So, there you have it. Alright, well, that's everything there is to see with this. I'm just going to sit here now and kill these guys, and I do have the mighty Tiger, whatever the hell, so that's going to do pretty good damage. Looks like they have some tanks hiding in the back, thanks to the little scoping mechanism here on this command tank. What I'm going to do is give them a nice barrage, since I can see in there. And you get to see what 3 of these things does. Oh, I don't have enough distance. Bring them in a little closer, and then I can walk this in. But yeah, anyway, it's a real cool doctrine. If you're a fan of tank destroyers, I mean, this has lots of them. It has a very cool, specialty anti-tank troop. It does have these cool 50-year-old guys troop, these Volkstrom that are actually pretty effective. But yeah, I mean, it's really mostly, these tank troop, anti-tank things, or tank destroyers. So here we go. We're going to start calling in some rounds. Then we'll walk this, this big bad mother in there. I don't think they have anything that can even hurt it.
Another kill. Stock here. Crew ready for promotion.
Yeah, nice.
Move orders confirmed.
Shit, I might be able to just destroy it without even getting in there.
Standing by. We will roll right over them. Target destroyed.
Yeah, you don't want to see this thing. I don't think they can even penetrate it with the regular. These Rangers, I think. Well, they're pinned anyway, it doesn't even matter.
Moving into enemy territory.
The mortars landing there, big deal.
It will be destroyed.
Oh, look at this. There's 7.6er. Bye. There's another one. It's a bat. Just bounced.
Contact! Fire!
But it does take a while to fire. Ooh, man. Devastated it. Let's put some HE rounds on it. Let's fire some HE here.
We hear you.
Yeah, that's pretty deadly.
Destroy it.
Plus these have S mines, so you could, like, if troops want to run up and get near you, you just give them the S mines.
Target recognized.
Wow, this takes a lot of fire.
No chance against good German steel and discipline. Abner, it's a Granatwerfer.
Yeah. But at any rate,
Officer reporting.
since it might take a minute, let's just run our
Grenadiers reporting.
division of clowns in here.
Grenadiers, it is time to go. Orders.
This thing's level 3 already. Holy shit. Oh, that's dead. That's alright.
We have killed the enemy. Turning into rubble.
All that's left is this building. Don't know if we can hit it from there.
Bring that building down now.
That's it.
They had no chance against our heavy fencer.
But at any rate, yeah, it's a super cool
We gift
doctrine.
the fatherland with a victory.
You know, I've noticed that, you know, some of these, the Wehrmacht are very focused doctrines, which is cool. You know, they're mechanized as very focused on Panzer IVs, you know, one or two specialty troops, and then, you know, everything else is kind of lackluster, you know, unless you're using the mobile, you know, mobile, like half-track thing to get around and get all the aura. In this one, I mean, it's really focused on turretless vehicles, and then your big hero unit here. The hero unit for that other one is a Tiger Ace. Look at this, oh, look at this dumb truck. Alright, run in, clowns. Let's see if I have an ability to use. What do I have here? No, no ability.
How can we help?
But yeah, so it's super cool. And again, like the mechanized,
In the sector.
you know, you do get like a command vehicle with some support, which is really nice. Which you know, makes the doctrines a lot more viable.
222.
But yeah, super cool stuff. You know, it is the official release. It's out, so anyone can play it now. It's no longer in beta, and they're already starting the next doctrine. So moving right along, pretty soon they'll have them all completely finished up. Pretty exciting stuff. I think they're going back to the Soviets again. This second Soviet doctrine. But yeah. So any questions, comments, leave them below. Sorry, this one was a bit long. Oh wow, you know what? These guys go up in level super fast with that officer there. Holy crap. These are shotguns. Alright, well I just learned something. I'm really glad I brought these guys in. These guys are shooting up in level unbelievably fast.
Yes?
This guy's level 4 already. These old men are maxed out already. The old man in the hats.
We are ready for action.
So yeah, dirt cheap
Time
and
to go.
up in level quick. So I'm gonna have to mess with this doctrine more. When I beta tested it, it was more just to
Moving to
get a
hostile
feel for how the
sector.
pieces worked. But I really never got
Can we
around
help? Pull up your
to
targets.
getting really
We're
involved
pursuing
with
the
these
enemy.
Volkstrom. It was always like, yeah, like the last thing I unlocked on the tech tree, and
Lieutenant Colonel, at your
I see now that they can be a lot more effective than I initially thought. And the shotguns are cool. As well. So now I might make like an army when I play with it. Make like an army of like, you know, 20 of these older guys. Just run them around and,
Grenadiers.
you know, just start tearing shit up with all these crazy weapons and stuff they have. That'd be cool. But alright, yeah, thanks for watching. Any questions or comments, leave them below. Look forward to getting some play in on this new doctrine. Some, like, now that it's finished up and out of beta. And yeah, I'll post some videos. I'm sure I have some co-op coming up with Mr. South here with this doctrine too. He's been looking forward to
How
it.
can
So,
we help?
alright, thanks. Have a good one, and thanks for watching.